All right, everybody. So sometimes it's good to get outside of your comfort zone. And I'm not going to go into too many details on how I got this, but I picked up something while I was out and it just spoke to me. It said, "I'm cool, look at me." So I picked it up. I picked it and a whole bunch of other stuff up. And I just liked it. I don't know why. It's like, okay, I'm going to pick this up. And I know absolutely nothing of musical instruments. This is in extremely poor condition. It is a vintage bluebird mandolin. I had to contact my brother. I call him my brother Outlaw because he is my sister's ex-husband. And I had to send him pictures. Can you tell me what this thing is? And he's like, that is a mandolin. And then he sends me a link to exactly what it is, but the one they had in that group was in much better condition than this one. And it had no back. It's cracked in a couple places, and the strings are shot. It's covered in rust, but something about it just said, list me anyway. So I did. And while I was going through all of it, I decided for some reason I really like this so much that I hung it up on my wall. And it was going to be sitting right there while I would be making videos. It sold in 2 days. It's like, man, because there was nothing like it on eBay. The only thing that was even remotely close to it was a bluebird banjo, and it was in worse shape than this one. And that one sold for 30 some odd dollars under an auction. It's like, okay, well, this is a bit better condition, but it still has issues. So I'm just going to do a $60 buy it now, and I'll get to look at it until it sells. And then it became my most popular item. It had like 9 watchers, and I kept getting messages like every couple hours. It's like, man, what is it with this thing? And then somebody who didn't ask any questions at all whatsoever came along and bought it. It's like, wow, okay, not quite what I was expecting, but I was honestly kind of hoping I'd sit on it for a bit longer because I really did enjoy looking at it. So I'm going to show you what it is that I got it for, or what I sold it for. So here it is. Here's the listing. My nice little pictures. I mean, you can tell it's in absolutely horribly rusted, shot, cracked. The strings are just destroyed. I mean, they were practically breaking off when I was trying to do the pictures. And I made sure to point out that yes, it is cracked. That I don't even know what that thing is, but it was definitely loose. I don't even know how you would go about trying to fix it with a nail that's rusted in there like that. But people were all sorts of interested in this thing, and I put for parts or repair in the listing title so they know it's in poor condition. In the description I put down that it's beautiful, but it's extremely terrible condition. Now, the one thing that I do know is that the person who bought it is a reseller. Like, he bought it, but he hasn't paid for it yet. So, come on, there we go. All right, I know he's going to be buying it to either, he will be most likely fixing it up because I looked at his store and he's got all the parts for this thing, except he probably bought it just for this. The metal piece with just the moons and the stars. See, you probably saw it. There we go. Yeah, he probably bought it just for that metal piece because there were people trying to say, hey, that thing is really cool. How big is that piece alone? And yeah, just learn a little bit, even if it's something you don't know about. I know nothing of musical instruments, but it was just something just said, look at me, buy me. Okay. And I thought I listed it kind of high considering the condition, but if you're going to, somebody bought it. So get outside your comfort zone once in a while. If you know nothing of it, then just try. It's like just go outside your comfort zone, try. You're not going to learn anything if you don't try. I mean, that's how I got into the electronics. Like, I didn't know anything about the electronics, how to test them, how to list them, anything. Then I started trying and I started learning, and now electronics are my most popular item. Out of all my electronics, my VCRs. It still confuses me about VCRs, but VCRs are the top movers. Don't ask. They're really easy to test, really easy. But all right, so I just had to get out there. If you don't know about it, and especially if it looks cool and you don't mind looking at it for a while, just go out there, try to do something new, get outside the comfort zone, learn it. You might find out that you're really good at it and you'll love it. But I almost never find musical instruments, and that one was just kind of a fluke. But all right, that is all. Don't forget, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below.